Let me thank you all for coming out. I want to thank former Mayor Wellington Webb and First Lady Wilma Webb for joining us, Patrick and Stephen. Man, you've gotten big. Oh, Lord. Let me thank you all for being here. Let me say at the onset of this press conference how grateful I am to Deputy Manager of Safety Ashley Kilroy for her considerable expertise and once again taking over this temporary assignment. Absolutely. Once again, with complete trust and confidence, I was able to count on Ashley to step in and to help out in this transition. We can't thank her enough for standing in the gap once again in our city. We are excited that she will continue to be an asset to the Department of Safety as we move forward. Let me also thank the other Deputy Manager of Safety, Jess V. Hill, the Honorable Jess V. Hill as well, for your leadership in continuing to lead the department as we transition as well. I cannot overemphasize enough the importance of the position of Executive Director of the Department of Safety. The Executive Director of Safety provides civilian oversight to the police, fire and sheriff departments, and it's one of the most vital roles in the cabinet. This position requires a stable and thoughtful individual, someone with the experience and political acumen to maintain the public's confidence in Denver's safety agencies. I'm excited to find someone with those attributes in my very own cabinet, someone who has already proven herself as my Deputy Chief of Staff, as well as former Director of the Department of Excise and License, and Denver County Clerk and Recorder. Stephanie brings a high level of integrity, a commitment to justice, and well-earned level of respect from legal and public safety communities. I am confident that Stephanie will continue to bring her no-nonsense approach to this work. She will be a key asset to furthering the progress we have made in streamlining our processes and in recognizing the value of community partnerships as we continue to build trust and accountability between our residents and our Department of Safety. Ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely my honor and pleasure to introduce the next Executive Director for the Department of Safety, the Honorable Stepanie Y. O'Malley.
Wow, the things I do to find an excuse to buy a new pair of shoes. I want to thank Mayor Hancock. In all sincerity, I have personally been able to be a part or be around a total of 4 mayoral administrations. And as you all know, each mayor brings his own personality, experience, vision, and guidance and fortitude to the office of the mayor, and Mayor Hancock is no different. In his legacy, he continues to imagine great things for this city, for a world-class city where everyone matters, and I can't tell him enough how appreciative I am to be a part of his administration. I want to reiterate that I am most humbled by his confidence in me now, at this moment, to lead as the city's executive responsible for the Department of Safety. I don't take the appointment lightly. I want you all to know that. I totally understand it and accept it with the recognition of the insurmountable amount of responsibility attached to it. I accept it with each and every respective stakeholder involved in mind, including Denver citizens. I want to say to Chief White, to Chief Tade, and to Sheriff Wilson that I am here. I want to say to Nick Rogers, to Scott Simpson, to Michael Jackson, and Frank Gale that I am here. I want to say to the city's independent monitor, Nick Mitchell, that I am here. Earl Peterson, I'm here. To the COB, here for you too. To the Race for Justice and the Colorado Progressive Coalition, I'm here for you also. Now, what's going to happen as a result of me being here for all of you remains to be seen. No tall task is too insurmountable to overcome. My sense is that our collective energies will continue to move our safety departments forward and to move the great city forward. In closing, again, I want to say thank you to Mayor Hancock. I look forward to working with Ashley and to Jess and to Laura as the other deputy in the department. And I know that we will continue to be a stronghold for the department. In closing, I did want to acknowledge my family. The mayor alluded to my two personal safety managers, my sons, who I do any and all things for, Patrick and Stephen. Can you stand up, sons? Let me embarrass you like my parents embarrassed me. Of course, my parents, my mother, Wilma Webb, and my father, former Mayor Wellington Webb, who I both love very much and look to their guidance for on a day-to-day basis. I also want to acknowledge one more person. This is my brother from another mother, that I call him, one of my brothers from another mother, my dear and longtime friend, who's the godfather to my sons, Ricky B. Harris. So thanks, Rick, for being here. Thank you all, and I'll be at the helm January 1st. Thanks.
We'll open up for questions, but I want to make sure, Laura, you got to stand up here so I don't miss you. The other deputy manager for, deputy executive director, we should say now, as of November, of the safety department. And I want to welcome our former manager of safety, Alex Martinez, the Honorable Alex Martinez, who's standing back here as well. We'll go ahead and open it up for question and answer at this time. If there are any questions. Yes.
I just was hoping you could talk a little bit about sort of the importance of having some public safety background in overseeing this job a little bit.
I missed your question.
Can you talk a little bit about like the importance of having some public safety? Like, I guess maybe Stephanie, if you could talk about sort of your experience with public safety, or you know, what you think you have that, you know, will help you sort of direct you, I guess, as you're looking at some of these issues.
Absolutely. In my role as Deputy Chief of Staff to the Mayor, one of the greatest portfolios that I've been able to work on is with our safety agencies. That's police, fire, sheriff, 911, the Civil Service Commission, the Independent Monitor. So I've come to understand a lot of the issues that cross-pollinate between all of the safety agencies. We did a deep dive after the auditor's report into Article 18 of the ordinance having to do with the Independent Monitor. I've also served in capacities where I continue on a day-to-day basis to touch base with both of our command staffs, the uniformed personnel, where there are things that the city has to pay attention to relative to our safety organizations. And so I'm quite comfortable in that I have a few steps ahead in recognizing and knowing some of the issues that confront. We've come through the G2 process where we've talked about identifying additional efficiencies across these agencies. We'll continue to do that work. And my goal is to, again, to have conversations with each of these individuals involved in these agencies and get an understanding, a further understanding of how they view the safety agencies moving forward, in alignment, of course, with the mayor's visions. So I think I bring some of my experience to the table.
And what do you think are the top issues facing the public safety department right now in all of the agencies? What do you see as you know, some of the things you'll be looking at if you've had a chance to think about that?
I've had a little bit of chance. Again, recognizing clearly, you know, we just had a report come out from our Independent Monitor relative to some of the processes in our Denver Sheriff's Department. We'll continue to focused on enhancing those processes so that the public is more comfortable with how internal affairs matters are handled or complaints are handled in the Sheriff's Department. In the Police Department itself, our chief is steadfast on being proactive in our communities and community policing. We'll continue to focus on that. Our firefighters, of course, are always out there in the steadfast of doing the things that no other woman or man are equipped to do, and that is to save lives on a day-to-day basis. So I'll continue to focus on their needs. And again, efficiencies across these departments. We have 3 different departments that have organizational structures wherein some of it is repetitive, or arguably is repetitive. We'll be looking at how perhaps we can consolidate some of the administrative functions, including human resources and things of that nature, wherein the city perhaps can recognize some cost savings and just deliver some efficiencies across the departments.
This job is, a lot of people have gone through this job in recent years, and I think a lot of people would say that it's, in some respects, the toughest job in city government. Why did you want to take that on? A lot of people would say, no, somebody else.
Well, you know, all things aren't simple. Some things are challenging. I've been in challenging positions before. As each of you know, I came into a situation in 2006 where the elections environment in the city and county of Denver was challenged. I think I can confidently stand here and say that I was at the helm when I turned that around. And sometimes you just have to be willing to step in where, you know, there's a call for the duty. Again, the mayor has expressed some confidence in me coming into this position, and I don't take that lightly. Why do I do it? Because I'm a public servant, and when there's a need to have something done, you step up and you get it done.
Anyone more?
Mayor, can you talk about sort of, I mean, did you have a lot of applicants, or what was the process by which you came to Stepanie?
You know, I'll tell you, it was, I like to consider my team internally first. I want to promote within and give the team the first shot at these opportunities. And I'll tell you, we had some very qualified, some dedicated public servants who were on the team that I think would do a good job as well serving as Executive Director of Public Safety. What I'm looking for is exactly what Stepanie outlined, was someone who had kind of the comprehensive body and understanding of what this role would entail. You got collective bargaining negotiations, you have a real desire and need to have an external facing manager of safety. You have to have someone who understands the functionality of each of the departments. And really what the overall strategy and vision is for the Public Safety Department. This is a diverse city, and I wanted to make sure that this city knew that the Public Safety Department was there to serve them no matter where they're stationed in life, where they were from, who they were. And so we had candidates that I believe met a lot of those criteria. At the end of the day, it's a tough decision always whenever you say, this is the person I want, but I believe we've got one of the very best becoming the new manager of safety, director of safety. Thank you all very much.